Coast Fish Stories on our way to Cachuma Lake, coming down off of the grade. This is the grade of San Luis Obispo. Coming down into San Luis Obispo, you can see the beautiful mountains. It is going to be a rainy day today, but I anticipate that we're going to nail some trout. So we're going to get started early. It's 6 a.m. We'll probably be at the lake about close to 9 and see what we can do. We're going to try to hike down to the dam. We'll get some shots of that as soon as we get close. There's Madonna Mountain, part of the Seven Sisters. You can see the M on the mountain up there. That goes all the way down to Morro Bay and into the ocean. You know, so much of this fishing adventure is enjoying nature. And one of my favorite parts is the ocean. Now, we're going to be freshwater fishing today, but I thought I would share this amazing view as you come up off the 101 and over, and you first see the ocean from the coast here. And it's pretty amazing and pretty beautiful. It's overcast today, but it seems like there's never a bad day when it comes to the vistas and the views of the Central Coast. We're going to swing over here to the, without crashing the car. And there's Avila Beach to your right, and there's the ocean. Point Conception. This is Shell Beach, and then we drop down into Pismo Beach here. Alright guys, we're here at the lake. We're going to, it looks like it's a little overcast today. We're going to try a different tactic here because last time we were in the marina and it had nothing really going on, but we're going to come up on the I guess you can call this the peninsula of the lake, and there's an access road where we can walk down to the left side of the lake where the dam is. We're going to come up on that in just a second here. Alright, so here's the access road. Now, we're not allowed to drive down on this road, but the spot we're going to probably is closest access at this point, I believe. They've got these rocks down here. So we'll pull the car in, flip it around. There's the lake. Get a shot of that. Look how dried up that is. That's where we're going to walk down. There's a road down there. And that is the water supply for Santa Barbara and Lompoc. Alright, here we are. And as you can see, a lot goes in to getting down to the water. Now this lake is extremely dry. We're down to maybe 10-15%. Mark and I are going to try to get down to a deep hole. This lake is full of holdover trout. Full of trout. 3 stockings this year. Here's the walk. This is no easy feat. Now you're looking at the road, and the water line came all the way up to where this road dog legs left. That's how far down the lake is. And by this time next year, without any water, this lake will be a channel. Again, this lake feeds Santa Barbara and Lompoc. Now the fishing can be really good or it can be really bad. Mark, my buddy I'm fishing with today, has a background from Alaska. And he did 3 years in Alaska, fishing the headwaters of some of those major rivers. Halibut, trophy fish, big fish. So he may have some input today for us on how to catch these fish. Here's where it all starts to sink in. This cove used to be to my left where we caught all our trout. Now, this is it. Now, what we're trying to do here is find a deep hole, deep to shallow, where these trout lay. So, we had to walk. We're in mile 1 and another half mile to the dam. There's the road we came up through. All this used to be underwater. Now I can't get too excited because what those are in the water are carp. Lots of carp, as you can see there. That's the problem in the lake. They're eating all of the food, the eggs, everything.
Big butterfly one.
And here's why we do this. Look at that. Giant caterpillars. And the bush is full of them. Amazing. Hundreds of thousands of carp. Where are the trout? Now Mark got cold feet because you could get a pretty hefty fine fishing behind the buoys. But in my opinion, there are no buoys. There were no buoys, so I'm at the dam, basically. There's water coming in around this corner. I've got my pole set up. If the ranger comes by on the top of the dam, he won't see me. But my pole is right there in front of us. Now there should be trout in here. The water is full of shad, full of them. But the problem is that we're on a giant flat. From about this point going all the way back to where we parked the car and pulled in, which is all the way back there around that corner. So we're about 1.5 miles into this, and this is what we're dealing with. The first deep hole, and it's behind the buoys. But we paid our $10 to get in, and we're not going home without a fish. And here are the trout. Just like that. Fishing all day, and finally a little holdover trout. Now I got him on a lure very close to shore, so I may try to rethink how I fish these fish. Now this fish is pretty, he's a new fish, but he appears to have come all the way from the other side of the lake, and that is a pretty good trout for this lake. There's the action. And we got fish number 2 on. Nice little trout. You want to tire these out? Nice and tired. I got him on a lure. There's a deep hole here apparently. There he is. Nice fish. Oh, don't want him to throw that hook. Get him up and out. There he is. Nice trout. These are perfect pan-sized fish. Looks like we found a little hole here. Try to catch our limit before this goes away. Now these fish are in about 10 or 15 feet of water. And as the day progresses on, they're going to go to deeper water. Now I found a hole and I'm casting straight into it. We're going to see if we can get a live hookup right now. There's the hole right there. Perfect cast. Now watch my line. You'll see the line sink, and you just let it go, let it do its thing, give it some line. I'm going all the way to the bottom with this. There it goes. It's pulling, it's feeding now. I'm going all the way to the bottom. Then I begin to reel, and my hookups have been in the first 2 seconds of reeling. Now I got another pole over there that I'm working with as a bait rod, but they don't want that today. These fish are active and aggressive. So we're going to do 3 casts. We're going to see if we can't nail another one live. Okay, there it goes. 2 fish in 30 minutes is pretty doggone good. Now I'm casting this dozens and dozens of times. This is active fishing. This is active fishing. If you don't like active fishing, this isn't for you. So that sunk all the way to the bottom. I'm reeling this in. See how slow I'm going? Pretty slow. I'm kind of letting, see how light my hand is on this pole here? I barely got my hand on here. Some of my hookups have been in close. We're going to cast this one more time. There's a very deep hole right about there. So I got that one on a little bit further. Maybe that's where they're at. As the day goes on, the sun is higher in the sky, and they're going to deeper and deeper water. Mornings and afternoons they're feeding. These fish are a little bit more experienced. They've made their way along the shoreline. They've escaped detection. So the first couple reels is the most important. I got this very loose. They're seeing the flash in the water, they're hearing it, they're feeling it, and I may have already spooked these fish. See what we got. No hookup on this last one. That looks like a drone. Some kind of ultralight. And he's probably looking at me as I'm looking at him. Send a truck out and I'll probably get kicked off the dam. And now for the walk back, I'm gonna actually try the other side of the lake, because any good fisherman will tell you, you don't stop fishing until you try to catch your limit. All the fish gets eaten. We'll be cleaning this fish later. Here's the road, the hike out. My car's at the top of that tree line, and here's the lake. There's the dam where I just came from, and we're going to try a different spot. I have no idea where my friend is. He probably walked that way. There's some deep water over there. All right, let's make it happen. Now the rain just started, and I got a smallmouth on, I believe. That is a nice smallmouth bass. And I gotta be careful. Do not want to lose this fish. This is a keeper. Caught him on a lure. Let's get him over here. He's trying to get to the deep water. Probably need this net. Actually, no, I don't. He's trying to shake that hook loose. And he wants to get in the... We got him. That's a smallmouth, and that is a keeper. Let's get him up out of here. Nice fish. Now to document this, they are installing a brand new intake for Santa Barbara. That's what all these pipes are in the middle of the lake. Now there's the channel in the deepest part. They've got these poles inserted into the deepest part of the channel, and then they're running this pipe through the middle of it. They're extending the intake all the way down there where you see that boat. I guess those guys have the front of the pipe attached. So this is a work in progress. That is the deepest part of the lake where they're bringing the pipe to. Obviously it's having an effect on the fishing here. Smallmouth don't mind, but trout have probably been pushed out of the cove where they stock these fish. Here's we have a fish on. Let's see what's on here. Let's tighten up this drag. We have a fish. Ah, whatever that was, he broke off the line. Got it. Could have been a catfish. All right, so some thunderstorm just rolled in. We're gonna make quick work of these fish. Don't know where Mark is, but go over this cleaning station and trout. Now, cleaning trout is not very hard to do because you don't have to fillet them. Still need a sharp knife. We'll go track Mark down as soon as we clean these fish. So here we go. Just dump these out here. Couple little lake trout. Those will be good to eat. Put this away. Goes in there. Fill this with water. Make sure we're recording. Sharpen this. And let's do the trout first. And the way these work, come through here. Just do them here. And it's a little trick my friend taught me. And you come here, sever this, reach in here, grab that. That's everything. He leaves the heads on. Now, there's a bloodline in here. See that? You got to get that out. You just stick your finger in there, pull that out, and there's your clean trout. Beautiful fish. Goes in there. Do this one the same. Cutting board. Notice how I never put the tip of my knife anywhere near my fingers. Tip's always pointing away. There. Reach and grab here. Pulls right out. Water. There's your bloodline. Reach in there. Pull that out. Like so. And you got a clean fish. Now when you cook these, you're going to, that goes over there. When you cook these, you're going to, you'll steam them, and then the bones come right out. Very easy to do. Here's the, a lot of blood on this one. Here's the smallmouth. Cut him like a rock cod through the bones. Flip that over, rinse it out. Look at that beautiful meat. Fillet one, flip him over, still kicking, and fillet two before we get rained on here. Now I'm curious as to what this guy is eating. So we're going to open his stomach. Any good fisherman opens the stomach of the fish they're catching. I can see what they're eating. This guy is eating nothing. He's hungry. He goes in the food processor. Here. Water on. Rinse on. Rinse on. There. Camera up. Thanks everybody for joining. That's the end of today's fishing trip. Luckily we caught some fish. We'll have to go and find Mark. Hopefully he didn't get washed down a gully. And he's probably toughing it out because this is the last time we're going to hit Cachuma this year. Because from here on out, it's going to be brutally hot. And the trout have dissipated into the lake, and they're very difficult to catch. But at least we caught some fish today. A couple trout and a smallmouth bass. I'm not going to show you how to cook these today because I'm actually going to be putting them in the freezer. I've got some other fish that need to get eaten before these guys do. And there's Mark. So here he comes. We found him. Here's a good shot of the lake. Very low conditions here.